In 1915, a film was released in the United States that would forever alter the course of cinema. It wasn't just a movie, it was a revolution. Audiences had never seen anything like it. It was long, epic, emotional, and deeply political. It was called The Birth of a Nation, and while it broke records and redefined filmmaking, it also carried a message so dangerous it lit a cultural firestorm. This wasn't just storytelling, it was history rewritten through a camera lens. At the time, movies were usually 10 to 20 minutes long, silent, and often comedic or theatrical. They played in tiny theaters, known as Nickelodeons. Audiences came for a laugh or a quick distraction. But D.W. Griffith had a different vision. He wanted to create something that had never been done. A full-length historical war drama with emotional depth, massive battle scenes, and national significance. He imagined cinema not just as entertainment, but as a powerful new language of art and persuasion. The story followed two families, one union. One Confederate through the American Civil War and the Reconstruction era that followed. It was a tale of love, sacrifice, betrayal, and political chaos. But beneath this grand narrative, the film carried a toxic core, portrayed Black Americans in deeply racist ways, using stereotypes that were offensive even by the standards of the time. White actors in blackface played exaggerated, cartoonish roles meant to instill fear and disgust. The worst part? The Ku Klux Klan was shown not as villains, but as heroes riding in to save the South from chaos. Yet, as horrifying as its message was, the filmmaking techniques Griffith used were breathtaking. He pioneered cross-cutting, showing two scenes happening at once to build suspense. He used dramatic close-ups to show emotion, epic wide shots to create scale, and complex battle scenes involving thousands of extras. He employed original musical scores, historical intertitles, and scene transitions like fades and dissolves, many of which are standard today. These weren't just tricks, they were cinematic language being written for the first time. Audiences were stunned. Nothing like this had ever been seen. The film ran over 3 hours long, a huge risk at the time. But instead of failing, it became a smash hit. Lines wrapped around theaters. Special premieres were held. It was shown to President Woodrow Wilson. At the White House, the press praised it as a masterpiece. Financially, it was a juggernaut. It earned more than $60 million at the box office, equivalent to nearly $2 billion today. It was the first film in U.S. history to achieve that level of financial success. But not everyone was celebrating. Across America, civil rights groups like the NAACP protested the film. Editorials condemned its racism. Riots broke out in several cities where it played. In some places, it was banned. In others, it was defended as history. The backlash was intense, but so was the damage. The Ku Klux Klan, which had been nearly extinct, used the film as a recruitment tool. Its iconography, the white robes, the burning crosses, came directly from Griffith's dramatization. What was meant to be a movie became a myth, and then a movement. Despite the horror of its message, The Birth of a Nation taught Hollywood an unforgettable lesson. Movies could move people, emotionally, politically, even violently. Studios saw how powerful film could be. The techniques Griffith invented were studied and copied. Directors mimicked his pacing and editing. He had shown the world what film could do, not just entertain, but manipulate. He had created both a masterpiece and a monster. D.W. Griffith felt the backlash. He was labeled a genius and a bigot. In an attempt to respond to critics, he made another massive film called Intolerance in 1916. It was a plea for understanding across history's greatest injustices. But it was too late. His name would forever be tied to the film that glorified hate. He didn't just create cinematic tools, he weaponized them. Today, film students still watch The Birth of a Nation, not to admire it, but to dissect it. It's both a film school and a warning. It teaches how editing can shape emotion, how music and images can manipulate truth. It shows how cinema can be used to either unite people or divide them. It reminds us that storytelling holds enormous responsibility. Every frame, every cut, every image has power. We can't erase this film, nor can we ignore it. We must remember it for what it was. A groundbreaking cinematic achievement with a deeply poisonous soul. It represents both the birth of cinema, the mirror it holds up to society's darkest instincts. It proves that film is not neutral. Every camera angle is a choice. Every scene has meaning. The birth of a nation may have helped create Hollywood, but it also revealed the dangerous myths America was ready to believe.